Arsenal 10-1 on Real Madrid 9-2 to make it through to the semi-final. The front page of Marca, así remonta el Madrid, which is what? This Real Madrid can come back? This is how Madrid come back?
Okay, so the way that the fans of Madrid tend to sing about Real Madrid is así gana el Madrid. This is how Real Madrid wins. Well, this is a play on that saying así remonta el Madrid. This is how they come back.
Here's Jude Bellingham.
It's a night that's made for Real Madrid, a night that would go down in history, but also be something that people are familiar with around this part of the world. So hopefully we can add another special night. It's a weird environment at the minute. The last few days, it's like one of the worst results we could possibly imagine away, and for some reason everyone thinks it's nailed on that we'll come back, and it's a nice feeling, I have to say.
It is a must-watch game.
Well, him and Venezia's got arrested the weekend.
Yes.
Till that clown got sent off. And then they had to come on. They didn't play very well. Camavinga scored a great goal. I think tonight's games will give Real Madrid some hope and maybe give Arsenal some worry. And it's also probably going to make Arteta's team talk crystal clear if it wasn't already. Mikel Arteta would have been banging the drum about don't give them an opportunity. Now he's absolutely smashing that drum saying, listen, we cannot do what Barcelona nearly did and what PSG almost did. We cannot give them any sort of leeway to get back into this game. Now, the first 20 minutes or so could be a difficult night for us. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be a comfortable, easy night all round, and Real Madrid will be the Real Madrid that we know they've been in the last few weeks or so. Or maybe it will be this sort of Jude Bellingham suggesting, this sparkling night that they've seen before. We just don't know, which gives it some intrigue. I mean, these games we watched today, let's be honest, we sat down with the cross and we went, this is going to be not very good.
Oh yeah, so you were in a bit of a bad mood, really, I think, when I came in.
But he's coming around.
Yes,
he's coming around, though.
Was I in a bad mood? I didn't even realise.
Well, it was Mbappe, wasn't it? But so and last week, I was sitting going,
Valverde's got to play midfield, by the way, doesn't he? I'm not. Yes. I know, this is what's been suggested, but we saw that didn't work. They missed him.
No, Valverde has to play in the midfield because you need his level of activity, and you.
If Real Madrid play this lineup like this now, this particular lineup, we go the way Saka go do this Garcia, this Garcia what they see, what this Saka go do. They don't go believe this one. No get place. This one has this money and now still upcoming. I never know as they go. He gets. Then this for the Valverde, even play there with Martinelli with the Dragon. But anything make Valverde enter midfield, maybe they can't push Asensio there, or they can't push Lucas Vasquez there. But nothing want them. Arsenal will exploit spaces. Ajay.
Take the chances with Lucas Vasquez playing as a right back, and whatever the matchup is with Martinelli. You have to take some chances if you're Real Madrid, and you have to gamble some because guess what? You have no choice. Valverde has to drive this team forward with his level of activity, and then the activity around him, I think, improves because Bellingham can now take a more advanced position because now Rodrigo has more freedom to go enjoy Vini Jr. and Kylian Mbappe. Beyond who Arsenal are playing against in terms of the players. They're playing against history, they're playing against magic and mystic, and as I referred to yesterday, as to the esoteric, things that we really can't control. There's another thing that they're playing against. The knowledge of Real Madrid fans at Santiago Bernabeu. They can sense fear. If Arsenal, for the first few minutes of the game, show that fear, show that they're uncomfortable, show that they're not quite sure as to what they're supposed to do, that stadium will be jumping, particularly and especially if Real Madrid score an early goal. That's the only way they come back. And if I'm Arsenal, if I'm Mikel Arteta, I'm talking about you play the game with energy, intensity, first and foremost. Get in the faces of Real Madrid. Don't take a step back, take a step forward. Make your first pass forward. Make your first decision going forward. If you start going back, and further back, you're inviting Real Madrid and you're inviting trouble.
Why would Real Madrid play a 4-4-2 when that's what they played in the first leg and got hammered? Yeah. I mean, I would like to see Rodrigo further up and they play a 3, and I know it's going to leave the fullbacks more exposed, and they're not strong in those positions at the moment to Martinelli and Bukayo Saka. But guess what? You're 3-0 done. You're going to have to take chances. Yeah. Why would you leave 2 in the middle of the park again when you were outplayed? Okay, Luka Modric was in there, and he struggles to get around. But you're still going to have, if you play 4-4-2, you're going to have 2 against 3. But 7 days apart, you're going to have the same problem. Partey, Rice, Odegaard. Too many, Ceballos. 2 into 3 doesn't go. So he has to come up with something different. He has to come up with something that puts Arsenal on the back foot. And I think just trying to play the same way, with the same shape, for me, won't work. It won't work, because once you get outnumbered in the middle of the park, which they did last week, then it's tough. It's tough to control the game, and that's what they need to do.
Frank,
you see, Real Madrid, they really spend money for PR, man. When you watch BBC Sports, Talk Sports, Sky Sports, ESPN Sports, everybody's saying the same thing, making it feel like we will be destroyed, like Madrid will kill everybody, like that place is a ground of magic, it's a mystical ground. Fear when they catch yourself, you're going to forget saying that 3-0 up you did. Hey, God.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, I was listening to the guys, and we're thinking about the past, and then so many games that we saw Real Madrid thinking that, well, okay, they're going to lose and they're not going to come back and everything. Remember when they won against Liverpool in the Champions League, and they beat before Manchester City, Chelsea, and Paris Saint-Germain, where no one could see that coming. Yeah. And we're thinking that maybe Arsenal's going to be strong at first. They're going to know that they won't concede any goal early in the game. But in any time, something's going to happen, because that's Santiago Bernabeu, that's Real Madrid. At a certain time, Arsenal will drop their level down a little bit, and this when Real Madrid will react. We don't know how they do that, but it will.
And so when Arsenal drop that level, that is the time Real Madrid will score 4 goals. Following your logic. So once, as if Real Madrid will maintain their level the whole 90 minutes, they too will not drop their level. They give balance.
So that so many times. So at some point, Arsenal is going to be in danger. And how they're going to react, how lucky they're going to be, or unlucky they're going to be, that's something I cannot answer to. But at some point, Arsenal is going to be in danger.
Real Madrid
and let's see how it works.
It's a huge night for Kylian Mbappe, is it not?
Yeah, most definitely.
And I mean huge.
Yeah.
Because he disgraced himself at the weekend. Disgraced himself, no matter what the ban is. And this is why he was signed. To make a big difference in big moments. They don't come much. And there are others. You can throw Bellingham in there, and you can throw Vinicius.
And he hasn't done that so far.
He hasn't.
He's got great numbers, but not in big games.
He's the guy that messed Real Madrid around. He's the guy that made it all about him and the PSG and the project and all that guff. He's the guy that pissed the Real Madrid fans off. Let's be honest about it, and the Chim and Florentino Perez. But they stuck with it, and eventually they got their man. But they haven't got yet who they thought they were going to get. And off the back of last weekend and some of the performances in big games, he needs an absolutely stellar performance. Now, if he gives that and they still go out because of mistakes elsewhere, there's not much you can do about that. But he's got to turn up big time tomorrow. Not just because of his actions at the weekend, but because of the way he's played in a lot of the big games.
To your point, if we take away and somehow you can get out of your mind the challenge against Alaves, which I don't know how you do that, but let's just say you put it to the side. The one moment that Real Madrid had last week against Arsenal in front of goal came down to the feet of Kylian Mbappe, and he hit it straight at David Raya. And so it's not just the bad challenge on the weekend. It's a lack of productivity in front of goal in the moment that matters. And if that is indeed the best player in the world, perceived by many to be the case, that has to go in the back of the net. That has to happen tomorrow for him and for Real Madrid.
What's the score going to be, Frank?
Talk now.
It might be a 4-0.
Can you imagine?
That would be crazy.
Jesus Christ. Can you imagine? This is from Beckham, but it might be a 4-0, really.
But it can be the other way around as well. It could be the other way around, because they can lose it. And Arsenal, I found them very strong, sure about their football.
You find us strong, but
as we know, Santiago Bernabeu is full of surprises, so predicting something is hard. But let's say
Today,
Let's
that's
say
today.
2-1 because
Right.
I don't see Real Madrid going through, but I still see a win from the merengue.
Hey, good.
Craig?
No idea. Yeah, that was me last week. Don't know what the first 20 minutes is going to be. First 20 minutes
Oh, God,
half an hour is
Brady,
going
it's
to
small,
be
yeah.
key for both sides. I can see Real Madrid winning this individual game here, but not enough
To qualify.
to come back in terms of keeping a clean sheet themselves. I'm going to go.
No, it's before 0.
I'll go for a 3-1 Madrid win, but Arsenal to go through.
Ali?
I haven't seen enough evidence from Real Madrid to be able to pull this off.
I did tell you.
But they'll make it exciting.
Yeah.
3-2 Real
Yeah, I
Madrid.
think it will be exciting indeed.
What do you mean I dey expect? You come and say I'm seeing 4-0. Well, we'll see how the match will go now. But just stand over. Sorry, guys. Catch you guys later.